Today, I am going to show you the cards that I created this week in the craft room. Hello, my crafty friends. This is Teresa with Fresh from Renew with Teresa, and I have a huge pile of cards to share with you. So I am going to move them all out of the way so I can share with you kind of one pile at a time. So let me just somehow get them moved out of the way. First, I want to share with you, I used up 3 of my little enamel strips this week. Or, yeah, 3 little strips this week. I was so excited about using those up. I forgot to share how many I used up last week, and I already tossed the strips. I used up 2 strips last week, so 5 strips in the past 2 weeks. So I will start first with all the Christmas cards. It was the Build Your Stash Holiday Card Makers a Linky Party. And so I created, my goal was to create every single day of the hop and link up, but I did not. But I did get quite a few cards done. I used an Elegant Christmas from Not Too Shabby and Winter Blues, and this was the sketch for this month. And I used some other sponsored products. All of this wreath and the leaves and berries are from Gina Marie. And the Merry Christmas is from Gina Marie. I have no clue who the bow is from. And the Joy is from Lawn Fawn. So those are 2 cards. So let's see if I can do a better job of keeping track of my number today. Then I used just a sketch that was in my head. Maybe not. Maybe I used a sketch. I don't know. And I created these 4 cards using Gingerbread House from Not Too Shabby and the Gingerbread Men ephemera. And then an older set, I used that sentiment from an older set from Not Too Shabby. So I made those 4 cards for the Linky Party. So that is 6. And I see a stray random enamel dot here that must have gotten, we'll move it up there. It must have gotten somehow pushed off a card. Okay, then I did these 7 cards, I think. I'm going to show them to you like this. These were, Crystal said these were her 2 favorite cards. I pulled out, I have a Christmas drawer in my dream box, and I used to be in a whole bunch of different collabs. So, and I had them all, you know, labeled for each collab. Well, recently, because I'm not in those collabs anymore, but I had already had the products pulled, and they were in each 12 by 12 drawer. They were a certain theme. So I have a Christmas drawer. So I pulled that drawer out just recently and I organized it. I clipped together, okay, here's this many cards, and I sketched out a layout or wrote on the sticky note what layout I was going to use, what sheet load I was going to use, whatever. So these, I used all the same layout with these cards, and the little clipped, you know, the little paper clip that was on all of these papers, I was able to get 7 cards. Now, I had said I was going to be able to get 9 cards, but I didn't realize that one of the pieces of paper was had little squares. They were too small for cut aparts and to use as focal images, and I just couldn't use it. So anyhow, so I got 7 cards out of that, and I did not finish off the inside because I need to put white panels on the inside of those. So that's 8. We'll count them in a smaller chunk. And I pulled out my mini doilies from Doodlebug that I have, and pulled out some ephemera and some other embellishments that are in my Christmas embellishment box. And so have those 2. That's 10. Then I have those 2. And I don't, forgive me if I've already said this. I don't even know who this paper was from because it was not in a package of any kind. The ephemera was from Echo Park because it went with gingerbread, a gingerbread paper pad from a couple years ago. And then these embellishments, the poinsettias that I used, they are from Hobby Lobby. So then we have 12. And then this is the last of that batch. And again, this was an ephemera, and I used some enamel dots and the poinsettia on that. So that's 13. Okay, let me pull out the rest of the Christmas cards. So the next cards are 3 cards that I entered in the Linky Party, still Christmas cards. And I cut up this paper pad, Staying Cool, to Kendra's Card Challenge. I will have her website linked down below if you're not familiar with Kendra's Card Challenge, so you can go read all about it and you can get the cutting guide from her website. And I have been working on getting through those 15 cards. So this card I entered just all by itself. It was this past Monday that I entered it, and I had a super busy day that day. So I put this card together really quick. Remember, the pieces were already cut, but you know, all of this wasn't figured out. I'm going to have a video coming out really soon, probably sometime next week, sometime in the next week or so, that with my thoughts on how to do Kendra's Card Challenge to make it more efficient for you. So anyhow, I use these patterns, and then this ephemera is called Winter Snowman Treats. This is from Not Too Shabby. The snowflake die, I have no clue where it came from. And then the Merry Christmas is a Gina Marie Designs product. So that is card number 14. And card number 15 and 16 I did together. And I don't remember what sketches they are, but I pulled out a stamp set. This was a Lawn Fawn stamp set, an old stamp set for that sentiment. And then just, you know, embellish them up. So that is 15 and 16. Then my next 3 cards were a video in the fruit collab from this week. Now, I want to stop right here and talk about video for a minute. Last week and this week in the craft room video, I asked the question, did you want me to continue including cards that I have had a video on that week? And it was overwhelmingly unanimous that you wanted me to show the cards no matter what in the this week in the craft room. So that's what I'm doing. So this particular video that day was 3 cards, 3 fruits, 1 sketch. So this collection is Lemon Brightness from Not Too Shabby, and this stamp set. This collection is It's Apple Season from Not Too Shabby, and this stamp set is Apple Pie or something. I don't remember what the stamp set was called. And then this collection is Sweet Strawberries, and I will have all of those products linked down below, whatever is available. So that is 19 cards. Then I have a stack of back to school cards using the It's School Time collection. If you'll remember, or if you missed it, I'll link this video down below. At the beginning of the month, when we did our hop for the July box of the month, I used this die from Whimsy Stamps, but I cutted everything out in purple cardstock. And then my panels that the die also cuts out were pattern paper. And so I had 4 of these because I made 4 cards. I had 4 of these in my stash that this pattern, you know, I had to cut out the whole thing. Well, I did. You don't have to. You can paper piece the paper behind the die area, but I cut out the whole thing. And so I had those scraps. So I went ahead and did 4 cards using those scraps. And so I did the You Got This stamp sentiment from one of the stamps. And on this one, You Got This, I did 2 You Got This and 2 the other one, and used the ephemera. And then Your Tops in My Book was the other sentiment in that stamp set. And this vellum oval I had left over from that day, so I went ahead and used it. The other ones I decided to use some more pattern paper and the white circle, stitch circle. And you're probably wondering, why does she have so many school cards? Well, if you don't know, I have said this, but if you don't know, I am working on enough school cards to give the teachers in my church a card, because I remember how difficult it was to be a school teacher. I'm a former school teacher, and how difficult it was to be a teacher. And then on top of that, the first few weeks of school is the most brutal time of the year. So the next ones I have 4 cards from the same sketch. I had a marathon card making session with my sister last Sunday, and I was teaching her how to use sketches and how to different ways to do things, because she's a brand new card maker. And so this is one of the sketches that I used. So I had 4 more cards for my school time cards, back to school cards. So there we go. So that is, we're up to 27 cards. Okay, then the next thing that I used to show my sister, and I did a video on this week, was these a couple of these sketches. There's a couple different sketches in here, and I used the collection from Not Too Shabby, Cool Treats, and I am almost, I'm hoping I can count it in July, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to it or not. I am almost this close to smashing this paper pad. I have no more ephemera left. That's why I don't think I might not be able to have time to get to it, because I'm going to have to color images for it. Okay, so I have a chill day. I used that sentiment on a bunch of them. And I just used this simple layout with, you know, a panel and then a strip. And then I used some Love from Lizzie strips here. And then I already had some ice cream cones colored up. So I used those. I used that strip going the other way. Have a chill day. I don't know. This must have been another, one of the other sentiments that or not sentiments. I don't know why I said that. One of the other sketches that I showed her how to do. And so that one also says have a chill day. Back to the other strip. Have a chill day. And the ephemera. And then this one has a colored ice cream cone. Decided to have some chocolate ice cream. And this one I used Have a Sweet Summer stamp set. And use that sentiment. Okay, and then this one, I used this stamp set, You're My Favorite Flavor, and that was the Stamp and Die of the month for July. And if you do not have that stamp set and you're looking for an ice cream stamp set, that is the most adorable stamp set. So I'll have that one. This one was just a random sketch, because this piece wasn't long enough to go across that diagonally, so I just turned it and did that. We're back to Have a Chill Day. Again, back to Have a Chill Day. And there's that strip on that side layout. Another You're My Favorite Flavor. And then the last one, You're My Favorite Flavor. I think we were at 27. 38. We're at 38. All right. Then my friend that I FaceTime regularly with was itching, like really itching to make Halloween cards. So we made Halloween cards, and I used the December 2022 sheet load of cards to do that. So this is Doodlebug paper, Booze and Brews, and a mix of another one. The other one didn't have a paper pad cover. It was just a half of a pad, and it was, you know, it was just a half a pad. The bottom half didn't have a cover. So, but I smashed it. I smashed the entire two half pads that I had. So, and then these elements, the glittery thing, and then the little die cut down here, these were just in my stash of Halloween stuff. And I thought, let me go ahead and use those up. So that's what I did. So we have, oh, and then this was the Chit Chat from Ghost Town. die cuts are from Simple Stories. They're called Say Cheese. I will link them down below if I can find them, but they're several years old, so I probably won't be able to find them. I received most of the supplies for this, the main focal panel, in a card swap or a swap of some kind that I was in. I don't do swaps any longer, but I have got a lot of these in the swap. I also used some shaped sprinkles, spiders, and some candy corn, and these sequins, which is why I used this kind of sequins, was in the swap. So I'll show you all of those cards. This is from Sweet and Spooky from Not Too Shabby Ephemeral last year. I'm sure that is not available. And then I have this one. And on the inside of all of these, I used a strip of paper that matched the front. And then I also used a big piece of ephemera that was a big long banner, a couple of them, that probably would be better suited for a scrapbook page. And I cut and put one flag on the inside. So all of the insides are finished the same. And I love this one with the black glittery bat, and that sentiment went perfect. Batty for you. And another one, I'm batty for you. And then your corny. That one just says Happy Halloween. I just love how these cards turned out. I just think they just turned out so adorable. And I was using up stash. The bats that were glittery either had this shiny black on the back of them, or they had, if they didn't have the glitter on the other side, they had this shiny silver on the other side. So I just used a variety of them. One says Eek. Another black shiny bat. And then we have one of those wood pieces that were in that swap. And then the last one, Fairy Fun. So that is 16 cards. And so that brings our total to 54. And then the next card is just a card all by itself. I do day 2 of the sneak peek for the next month's box of the month, every month on the Not Too Shabby channel. So you wouldn't have seen this on my channel. And so this month I was sneak peeking this stamp set. So I just used this stamp set, and then I used some older products. This piece of paper is from It's Apple Season. This apple stencil was released last month, or this month actually, with the school collection. So that was what I did. I will link that video down below where I showcased that stamp set. So that is, we're up to 55. And then my last thing, I had a video on my channel yesterday. I had a collab with my friend Danny, and for my B series, and she did some B cards, and I did some B cards, and I will link her video down below in case you missed it. And this was a card kit from Pink and Maine, and You may wonder, why do a card kit like this? It came with the layouts. It came with everything. And, you know, number one, when you use a card kit like this, it's nice to not have to think what you're going to do. Then number two, which was kind of my purpose of doing it, it's nice to be able to show a beginning card maker like my sister, hey, you can buy something like this and put together some gorgeous cards. I think these cards are absolutely beautiful. So this is the first one, and I'm going to set this one aside because when I was doing the video for yesterday, I noticed I didn't put any enamel dots on this, and I want to do some glossy accents on that heart, so I'm going to set that one aside. There were 8 cards in this card kit. This is my favorite card, and I use stickles to stickle them up. I use the enamel dots that came with it. I just think they're absolutely gorgeous. And this is my favorite little sentiment. And then on some of the cards, I used glossy accents as well as stickles. Well, this is glossy accents down here as well as stickles on the bee's wings. So I really went to town embellishing these cards. We have another birthday card. And then another little, just generic card that you could send someone. So those are the 8 cards. So that is everything that I did in my craft room this week. It brings our total up to 63. Thank you so much for joining me. Please hit that like button. It helps get my videos out, and subscribe if you like what you see, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.